girl, do you look like money? So fresh, so clean, so solid. Like the dog, you 100. I got the goodie bag, what you want from me? Oh my girl, do you look so sweet? No, no girls in the can't go meet. I'm the type of guy you need. I come with the vibe, I come with the vibe. If you need a man, we go come with the paper. Mr. Vendor when I come with the paper. Yeah, I come with the vibe, I come with the vibe. If you need a man, we go come with the piper. Mr. Plumber when I come with the piper, the piper. You make a decorate your party. I wanna appreciate.
Hi guys. It's been a while, right? Welcome. Okay, so sorry. It's been a crazy summer one, but yay, it's over. So summer two started last week, Monday, but it's fine. We got this, life. So let's get into it. So I actually want to talk about mindfulness, okay, how to practice, how to be mindful. I remember before class, my professor always tell us hey, you're gonna take a minute or two just to reflect about life, choices, and just kind of let go of problems and all that. I didn't like it because I never know how to practice mindfulness, because it's how you do this, I'm still thinking, so it's it doesn't work with me. And then she was well, sometimes you just have to practice on your own, just before you wake up or whatever. You can just sit and reflect and just think about, hey, how can I make today better, and stuff like that. But it's kind of you're on the go, you don't want to have time for that. But I feel the more you actually practice and just you become more better at it. And honestly, I'm starting to see a positive effect, because I know I journal a lot now, so I write down a lot of stuff, and that kind of helped me my thoughts and feeling, processing and all of that, so that really helps. So today I actually want to share the difference between emotional mind, rational mind, and our wise mind, and this is under the DBT therapy. And I actually like what the difference entail, and I feel we might learn it too about it. So I'm gonna start with the 1 second. I have my computer here, so sometimes I might look over there and look over here. So the emotional mind, I feel that's the one we use most often. So that's how most of us make decision with an emotional mind. If you're happy, you make decision because you're happy, or if you're sad, you make a decision because you're sad. And you always often hear people say, it depends on my mood. If I'm happy, I might do it. If I'm not happy, no. So that's, I feel we as humans tend to use our emotional mind more often. I feel with girls, because we're technically more emotional, so we always do stuff on the verge of what we're feeling. If I'm happy, I might just give you $200 because I'm happy, or if I'm sad, I might just make a drastic decision, and probably but the thing with emotional mind, we kind of tend to regret the decision later, because it just never probably works out the way we want it to be. So, and then I know with the rational mind, I feel it's mostly guys, because that's more logical. You kind of think about your past. If I shouldn't think about your past, oh, this happened when I did this, so is this okay to do it again? So you're kind of instead of being emotional, I have to really think about it right now. Is this really a good idea for me to do this? Do that. So you're probably more conscious about what to do and what not to do. So that's mostly your rational mind, you're always thinking. But then the wise mind, that's where I feel we should probably get to someday. I feel that's what the more grown-ups always tend to say, oh, I've been there, done that, kind of saying. It's more I already thought about the emotional side of it, I already thought about the rational side of it, and now I have to make a decision based on the emotional side of it and the rational side of it. So it's whatever I'm about to do right now gonna give me a 1 or 2 days pleasure versus the long-term consequences. So it's kind of okay, which one should I do? So the wise might be you know what, this is not a good idea, this is not a good idea, I'm just not going to do it. Or this might hurt for right now, but I feel like I'm gonna get better in the future, so I'm just go ahead and do it. So I feel like the wise mind is kind of like where we kind of are supposed to be, like, you know, growing up at some point. And like I said, it takes time, because emotional, you can't just help it sometimes. It can be like a reaction to things. So I hate you, blah, you tell someone, and then which you often regret later. But and I feel like with rational mind, it's more like, oh, it's logical, because you know what, I've been through this before, so I might not just do it again. So I'm not going to do it again. So kind of like learning from experience. I feel like that's like more of the rational mind. I'm learning from experience. No, versus wise mind, you actually weigh the options of your emotional side and the rational side of it, and then you make a decision that's best fit, like, you know, what you think. That's a better idea. So like I said, I'm always here to share positivity. I know as I'm getting older, there's a lot of stuff that I'm still, you know, learning, especially in this counseling field. There's a lot of cases I've seen so far that I never even thought was possible, but then I just, like, you know, I'm just starting to learn more about like myself, like my limits, how to be more open-minded, how to be more, like, you know, caring, just because I know sometimes we can get pretty, you know, overwhelmed with like emotions and stuff. So it's kind of like, how do you control it? How to like just wake up hopeful, wake up with a purpose, and then wake up feeling like, you know what, things might be bad right now, but what can I do, you know, to actually make it a good day, and then even a better day. So that's why I'm always here. And I'm really happy, because I'm very like happy of how things are going. It's not always the, you know, always the good day, but I'm glad that I can actually think more positive, you know. I can actually feel like, you know what, maybe I should try this. This probably make me feel better. And that's why I'm here. Well, I guess I'll stop now, because I really have nothing else to say. But I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys' summer are going really well. And until next time, bye.